Time being 6:30. I'm going to call the planning board meeting to order.
It's taking minutes.
I got it covered.
Okay.
Present, Andy Fitch,
Present.
Donna,
Locardo, yes. Present.
Tricia Ferris,
Present.
and Kendall Hughes. Linda will be joining us late, and Bethany is excused for work. All right, first order of business would be a pledge to the flag. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Linda's on
And
time.
Linda is here. Just pass that. Before you should have the March 20th minutes.
And I want to apologize, they were
Yeah,
so...
we'll get to that in just a second. You will not find the March 23rd minutes if that's what you're looking for.
I'll make a motion to accept with change. The BOS representative is not an alternate, should be considered a member.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I'm looking.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Am I a voting member tonight?
Due to the vacancy on the board, I move you up to a voting member. I'm sorry, I should have done that earlier.
I second your motion.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Do I have any other discussion?
There were a couple of places where I didn't catch names. Just a sec.
From what I've looked over, I think we're fine.
Okay.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And one abstaining. Okay. That brings us to the March 23rd minutes. We are, due to the complexity of writing those because it was a site walk, we do not have those written down yet. Linda is working very hard to get that, but we just haven't got there yet.
And if I could add, for tonight's minutes, I'm happy to do the recording, do the transcript. I'm in grading crunch time for the next week or so, so I'm happy to relay that.
Yeah, just forward it to me.
Okay, yeah, and I will make sure that I
Yep.
have the names filled in so that you can...
Not a problem.
Okay.
In your folders, the Business Economic Affairs, the Planning and Zoning Conference, which Jane and I went to last fall. They do 2 a year, one in the spring, one in the fall. I highly encourage you to go to at least one. We have put in the budget money for you to go to one. It's very important for this training. Linda has already indicated she would like to go to one,
I would like to go.
and Donna, okay? I will not be able to attend this one. I plan to go to the one in the fall. Okay. That brings us to old business, which is Mr. Hess.
I forgot my easel, I apologize.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Shall we go?
As we know, about 6 months ago, at the end of West Street, there was some disturbance made that was not permitted. And we had decided that we weren't going to try to build anything up there, but get an AOT for a reclamation plan to just clean it back, restore it, and stabilize it. Stop the project altogether. AOT has come through and we've come up with a good plan to get it stable, get grass growing, and we plan to start the work actually next week. We do have plans with, and I can send the town the whole permit if they'd like to see it, but it has been approved. But areas that were disturbed, down bottom and up top, will be completely regraded to meet state spec for drainage, and be stabilized. The existing gravel road will remain in place, the one that was there before. He will need to have a hammer up there and a crusher to make the material small enough to get it off the site. The state wants all those piles of ledge he shot, they want them gone. So we're gonna get rid of those, regrade it, level it off, and be done with it. The state has approved all this, we do have the permit, the town has the permit.
Okay, the town has an ordinance that that's not gonna happen.
Okay, what's the ordinance that,
The,
'Cause it won't be
the gravel
because-
has to remain on site.
the gravel has to, well,
The ledge.
the ledge has, the state didn't want the ledge to remain on site because there's no good way to stabilize it. Because it's already blasted. So we were gonna get rid of the stuff, we were gonna make it level, but when you blast, it fluffs. We were gonna get rid of the fluff. Because the state wants that gone, otherwise it's, we're creating slopes in unstable areas that we can fix. We've addressed their drainage concerns, their erosion concerns. Like I said, we do have an approved permit from the DES. It was about a 7-month review period.
The state has a court order stating that you can't remove material from that site. The town has that.
This,
The town has that.
with the state,
The town has that.
okay,
Because Mr. Hills took us to court.
okay. That complicates things. That was before I was
Complicates
involved,
things a
apparently.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going back, what, 3 years?
3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
yes.
So not even the ledge that's fluffed and unstable can be,
By the
Okay.
court order.
okay. That would have been helpful to know before I got here.
Mr. Hilton has a copy of it.
He did not give you
I'm
that?
sure he does.
I'm sure he does too.
Yeah.
I will try to remember to get you a copy of that in the morning.
That would be very helpful.
I will see what I can get you for paperwork.
Yep. He does have a machine up there.
Yeah,
And I can.
I know.
If it's okay with the town, I can at least, can we get him to start stabilizing without removing? Because there are some washouts starting to occur, it is the rainy season, I'd like to see some of
Yeah,
this fixed.
stabilizing without removing should be probably done.
Yeah,
Because that slope starting to go up top needs to be clean, everything needs to be cleaned up. And he stopped, we had the cease and desist.
I
It
I
does need to be
understand there's
cleaned
some
up to
trenches
start.
up there.
Yeah. And then we can deal with the removal afterwards. The state was adamant they wanted any fluff gone because that's gonna create a huge issue in the future.
We understand.
So I don't know how the best way to work that out legally with the town, to get rid of that excess material.
I don't know. We'll,
Talk with the town manager.
Okay.
yeah, we'll talk with the town manager. I will try to get you paperwork. Jane's not in tomorrow, is she?
No, we're at the charrette tomorrow. We're in and out
At the Booster Club?
at the Booster
Yeah.
Club.
I'm wondering if she and I can sneak out for a few
I'm
minutes
sure
to
you
go
can.
get it.
I'm sure you can.
Because this is something that can't wait. This
No,
has got
no,
to get
We
done.
can sneak out.
Yeah.
We're gonna be there at 9 o'clock, so she can do it right then.
Yeah, because I mean, like I
I'll
said, I'd
get
like
you
to
the
get in there and
paperwork.
clean up, and then we can deal with the fluff. It should
Yeah.
go from an engineering standpoint, and stability standpoint. We have also filed an NOI already. I will be conducting weekly stormwater inspections. And I am happy to submit that weekly to the planning board. We submit to the DES anyway.
Yes,
Have
we
you
can.
been up there recently, sir?
It's been since last fall, since we all walked it, since I've been up there.
Okay. All right.
We did plan to do an inspection on Monday, once the EPA NOI went active. Because we have filed an NOI with the EPA as well.
Okay. How about we talk after this meeting?
Okay,
I've got some ideas for you.
okay.
Anything else on that?
I mean, I think that's it. I mean, like I said, it's pretty much bringing it back to what it was and getting rid of the fluff is what we were, the DES, all they would let us do. So there wasn't much to present. but-
Right. Okay, does the board have any questions?
No. This is Brendan Hills, right?
Yes, this is the end of West Street, so we'll get you that court order. And you and the chairman of the board will have a discussion.
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Okay. That brings us to the charrette. For those of you who haven't really seen it, which I know is all of you, except for maybe Andy, this is the one of the pieces of material which was produced by the charrette. This is an in-depth look at what we had wanted to do in 2011. This will be presented at the charrette tomorrow, and we will have a lot of other material that will be. We have a copy of the previous full copy of the charrette. The town manager was nice enough to give it to me today. And it starts at 10:30. We're going to be setting up by 9:30. So if anyone wants to join us, you're welcome to. And the public is very much encouraged to come. This is the very first meeting of the charrette. So the state people are going to be there, and we're going to lay out how we're going to be doing it. There's going to be a lot more pieces of it to come. There will be stuff going out in the mail. There will be stuff, more meetings at different times of the day, so different groups of people can be involved. It's a town-wide thing. We hope to get it wrapped up quickly so we can get on to the master plan, which then gets us on to the zoning ordinances. The intent is that we will be redoing all of our zoning stuff, a fresh new look for what the community wants Ashland to look like for the next 10 years, and that this entire process will then be restarted 6 years from the date we finish, which is what we're supposed to, so that we don't have to rush to get the next one done.
Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we put some of this on the planning board page of the town
We are
website?
going to.
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
really is an amazing opportunity to kind of revision where we are as a town and where we're trying to go as a town. And so for that reason, it's really crucial that there be buy-in and input from people throughout the town, and, that it really reflect people's vision for the town, so that that can translate into what the planning board supports, what the economic development committee proposes, and so on. And so it's not, so when Kendall says we really hope people will weigh in, we really do sincerely hope that people will come, tell your friends, so that this really represents community input and not something that people afterwards say, well, what happened? We didn't get a say in this, and so on. So that's why it's so important.
Do they ever have this, like, during after hours for the public?
We're going to.
Yeah.
Yes. Our intent is to have it on staggering different times.
Yep.
So, and some of it will be repeated on those different times so that we
Okay.
can get everybody in the community involved. Tomorrow, we're dealing a lot with the state of New Hampshire, so we have to work on their time frame, which is 10:30 in the morning. So their economic people and everything will be there. They're gonna lay out some stuff for us, and then we're going to go and have that put online and everything. Then we go to our next meeting, and we're gonna just continue to build off of all of that till we have a final product, which is gonna be about yay thick. I
Is the
kid you
planning
not,
board-
it is.
Is the planning board like the steward or facilitator?
We are the steward
of
and
this process? Okay.
The planning board is required by RSA to be the architect of the master plan for the community. This is what starts, so we know what the community wants and how to build that. And then we're gonna use the momentum from that to have people's input into the master plan.
And that's really kind of a soup to nuts, really trying to look at all aspects of the community, including the major challenges, to be thinking about as creatively and practically as we can, what are the real options, how do we, what kinds of things could we envision developing that right now are just sitting there, to also try to make the town more prosperous for the people who are here, and not do it in a way that people get driven out.
Some things that we can do is housing standards. We currently have a housing standards board, but we could go and say, you know what, we want to the city of Rochester did this. In a certain section, they actually said how much they wanted the grass left, so that they didn't have what looked like abandoned lots and stuff. We might not want to go to that extent, but we can do stuff like that. We can say that, in this area, we want a historic district. In that area, we want a industrial district. In this area, we want a commercial district. We might want to expand the commercial district to include different sections of town. Right now, one of the maps I'm going to show you shows a really haphazard commercial district. Did you know that there are commercial properties on Thompson Street?
Yes. Michael Phillips' old place, right?
No, actually his is listed as residential.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Cabot
I was
County,
surprised at that too, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So,
What's the timeline from, I know it starts tomorrow, when are we planning and hoping to have it wrapped up by?
I would hope that we have it wrapped up in 2 months, but that may be optimistic.
That's sort of the basics, and then kind of working on section by
Right,
section.
the basics
over time.
of the charrette, of the planning part, then moving into the master plan
Oh,
part.
so the charrettes, the two.
The charrette, I hope to have
Got it.
wrapped up in 2 months. But that, again, that may be optimistic, because we want to bring everybody in.
Yeah, we would have to start planning meetings pretty quickly.
And that's one of the things we're going to be doing tomorrow.
And other towns around here have taken like old buildings and they've renovated them, and they bring businesses in, and they contribute to a downtown. What are the chances we could do that kind of thing? And, because I don't think we want the town to end up looking like a strip mall.
We have a wonderful eyesore in the middle of the town, which is the former L.W. Packard mill, that is currently zoned industrial. So there's no commercial products can really be moved into there. We have one or two that are kind of sneaking in right now, but we need to change it so that, well, my opinion, we need to change it so we can bring in more commercial properties into there, revitalize that, get some money flowing through there, and make it not so much of an eyesore.
And, along with that, can we do it in a way that it brings jobs in? And that's all for discussion, because I don't have any answers for that, but, there are very few jobs in town. Okay.
And the Economic Business Committee is also going to be at this meeting tomorrow. So they're going to help us with that portion of it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Any questions that we haven't?
Can I just look at that little packet, or are you
Sure.
gonna do like a slideshow thing of it?
No, she
If
can.
you guys are all set with it?
Yeah. Okay.
You,
Mill Pond Development Application Status. We had the walkthrough. We will have the minutes done as soon as we can. We're just having some issues getting them done. We will have our next meeting on the 17th with Mill Pond at the Booster Club is scheduled for. And it should be discussing what happened at the walkthrough, as well as more onto the plan.
Is that considered a public hearing?
That will be, that's the continuation of the public hearing. Yep. Okay. That brings me to Horizon Engineering, alteration of terrain permit for Owl's Nest, which you have a copy of some stuff in your folder here on. It'll be at the back of it. Actually, I don't see, oh, there it is. So we have at the office, we have got the alteration of terrain to support documents, the plans, and some soil plans. This will be at an upcoming meeting. This is just to let you know that we received the correspondence from them. Briefly looking over their letter, it appears that there was a miscalculation done, that some land that is owned by the town was calculated into their calculation. Oops. So that is that. That brings us to our last piece of business. You have before you 2 copies of rules and procedures. You have a large copy, this one, which is the proposed rules and procedures. You have this copy, which you need the magnify. This was printed for the ballot, I think. Which is existing, which is online. Okay. At May 3rd meeting, I would like to take a vote on this, so if you guys could just read these over and look at them. What is in red is what has been changed. There were some grammatical changes and some spelling changes that were made in the, that's still in black, but they have no change to the document. Only the red, which is changing a recording secretary and the board secretary.
Were these updated in 2022, or is this new? Because the date says 2022.
We update them every couple of years.
So this is the last time, and then these new changes are 2025.
Right. Where it says board secretary, that should be in red also. And then the big change on these, and the reason that this came before us, was because it said that meetings would be on Wednesday, and our meetings are on Thursdays. So, those are the only two changes. On the second, on page 3,
Excuse me, Kendall, I'm sorry. Do you want to go through them first and then have us come back with questions?
yes, I'm just pointing out the changes right now, is the word keep leaves and the word prepare goes in. So, take these, look them over. I think there's another change on page 5, adding the word recording secretary. And that is all the changes.
There were a couple things I didn't quite understand on page 2.
Okay?
So recording secretary shall be a board member responsible for ensuring the minutes are accurately done. Does that mean drawing up the minutes and submitting them to the land use secretary?
Yes.
Okay.
So the board secretary is a town employee that is hired to take minutes at town meetings. Currently, we're still looking for one. We thought we had one, but she has a family emergency that she's still dealing with. And then the recording secretary is a board position, and that position signs Mylars with the chair.
Okay. So the board secretary takes the minutes and the recording secretary reviews them to make sure that they were accurately done?
Correct.
Okay. And so
With the land use secretary who distributes them.
thank you. And then when it says sign Mylars and another official document, I didn't quite follow that.
So there are some official documents that require the signature of the recording secretary and the chair of the board. One of them is called a Mylar, which gets recorded at Grafton, and there are, from time to time, other documents.
Okay.
That's just a catch-all why it says other documents.
Could I propose a friendly amendment?
Sure.
So taking the comma out after sign, so it's just sign Mylars, and then taking out the second comma, so it says sign Mylars and maybe other official documents. Does that capture?
So
So
sign Mylars, take out the comma.
Take out both commas, so just sign Mylars and then change another to other official documents. So,
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Kendall, I think you could actually take a vote tonight.
I
There's
believe,
not that much changed.
no, I know there's not. So,
Do you need more voting members? to
No.
vote on this?
I actually presented this last month. So we could do a vote tonight if you
I
guys,
did review it.
if you guys are okay with that. I was just trying to give you time, that's all. So, if if you are willing to do that
I'm
with those two changes.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Up to everybody else.
I would entertain a motion then.
I'll make a motion to accept the changes to the rules of procedure.
I'll second.
And a second by Linda. Any further discussion? Do you guys have any discussion on it? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes 5-0. So. Okay, I will get that updated and on the page. Jane is also updating the changes that were done from town meeting to get those up onto the webpage. There's some, when are we going with the new web? Do we have a date for that?
We do not have a date at this time.
All right. From what everyone keeps telling me, it would be, sooner would be more hopeful.
The sooner the better in my book.
Yeah. Okay, announcements. On May 17th, April 17th, 2025, we will continue the public hearing with Mill Pond. That will be at the Booster Club. Any questions which were submitted are being also ferried off to the appropriate places to get answered, and then those will also be answered at that time.
What time is the meeting?
The meeting is at 6:30.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the focus is follow up on the site plan,
The-
or the site walk,
The
rather.
focus will be on that and the plans themselves, yes. The only other reminder I have is what Andy said at the beginning. We have the notification system. You can go onto the town webpage, click on it. It takes like a minute to put in your information and everything. The hardest thing is coming up with this 15-word password that the state of New Hampshire requires. But that is it. And like I said, our intention is to use the upcoming deliberative session as a test for it. We have a little over 1,000 people signed up already. So. With that said, the time being 18:59, 7 o'clock, if no one has anything else, I will close the meeting.